chocolate a day keeps the bad vibes away.
Yeah, you probably also had bad life advice shoved down your throat by some random stranger. And while some advice should be avoided like pineapple on pizza, others hit harder than expected.
There's a saying, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it is called the present.
Whether it came from a wise tortoise, a family member, or a book, most of us have received that one piece of life advice that deeply resonated and impacted our life for the better.
So, after we had a few calls with our subscribers, we asked people to share some of the best life advice they've ever received.
And here is what they had to say.
I think my mum has been always the biggest inspiration for me, and she's given me a lot of life advice. One of the things that she told me always is life is long. So you don't have to rush things. You can really take your time, and especially take your time in discovering who you are.
And it might not be the best advice I've ever heard, but the first thing that comes to mind is if you're not grateful for what you have today, you won't be grateful for what you have tomorrow, or the next day, or the next day, or the next year. And I love that because it's really installed in my brain that gratitude and presence and appreciation for life, they're a habit that you build. So yeah, be grateful for what you have now, because if you don't, you won't be grateful for what you have in the future.
I think it is the advice from my grandfather, and he told me, learn with soul. Ideally, what he meant was that learning is only learning if you learn with passion, absorbing the knowledge, and if this knowledge actually makes sense for you. But the fact that learning really means to integrate an information and make it become part of you and part of your knowledge.
This song, when I heard it the first time, I was listening each word and it was so impactful. It's called Everybody's Free to Wear Sunscreen.
Don't waste your time on jealousy. Sometimes you're ahead, sometimes you're behind. The race is long, and in the end, it's only with yourself.
So it's all these beautiful facts that when you hear it, you're like, oh wow, oh wow.
I think the best life advice I've ever received is this quote friend sent me. You wouldn't plant a seed and then dig it up every few minutes to see if it has grown. So why do you keep questioning yourself, your hard work, and your decisions? Have patience, stop overthinking, and keep watering your seeds.
You're gonna make mistakes. There is not a single person out there that's perfect, and mistakes are a gift. That is an opportunity for you to learn. I guarantee you, whatever mistake you made, that situation is gonna come around again in your life, and the next time you encounter it, you're gonna be better prepared to handle it in a better way. And just always know that you are a masterpiece, a work of art, and that masterpiece is always in progress.
When I received the medicine for first time in my life, and I asked to the elder what I need to do this work in a good way. He said to me, okay, do this, touch your balls. And I was like, what happened with this, man? He said, do it. And I, oh, okay, and I do it. And he said, you are a man, no? And I said, yeah, I am a man for sure. And he told me, okay, now that you recognize that you are a man, never say lies to the people. Go out from here and always talk the truth to your patients and all the people that you can serve.
Mine is actually connected to that. I was also immediately thinking about truth. It seems easy, but it's sometimes the hardest thing to accept, to accept the truth of other people and not want to put your own ideas and illusions and things on other people or situations. And to really start to listen to yourself, but with honesty, with the raw honesty, to see the truth, what's going on, which is not always easy. Mostly it's quite tough, but it can be so beautiful. And so once you see that truth and you let it go, you accept it, and you can be really truly free.
You have to know your values, and even though we are constantly changing over time, our values are the ones that stick with us. And with those, we need to acknowledge that because there's always changes, that means that we're also going to run into challenges a lot. It's never going to be like peaches and roses and rainbows. But in those moments of challenges, you need to remember who you are and come back to our values, because that is what's going to push us to get out of those challenges. tools to overcome them.
I think for me, it's that everything happens for a reason. I like throughout my life I went through like some bad stuff and it got to a point where I like lost all my hope, and I was like I literally looked to the sky and I was like I do good things, and why do I keep getting back like bad things? But then I don't remember what happened, that it was like everything happens for a reason, and even if you don't like it, if what happened to you didn't bring you what you wanted, it brought you what you needed.
So I grew up with expectations and high ones, and when I didn't meet them, it was really hard for me mentally. And then there was one night where I met with someone and they told me that you live your own life. Don't depend on other people telling you what to do, because then you're never going to be happy. So just take control of your own life, even if it's the hardest thing you're ever going to do.
Actually about relationships. A YouTuber that said something like this. She said that if you are going through a breakup or something with someone, just remember that not every person that we meet in our life is supposed to be a great love. And some people are going to be in our life to stay forever. Some other people are just going to be temporarily in our life. But everyone that we meet teaches something.
Probably not to second guess myself and go with my gut instinct rather than overthink it, because I tend to overthink quite a bit.
I think the best advice is to be yourself. That sounds really, really cheesy. That there are so many quotes that you just scroll through Instagram, you just read it, and you think, okay, I've heard this 1,000 times, but every now and then I come across some experiences where I think, actually, this is summing it up quite well.
There's something that my dad told me so many times during my life, is just to be honest in your work. Always something will go wrong, it will happen, but then you will know that at least, okay, I was honest, and that's what I could do. So at least when you look at back, then you feel better. And so I think that's generally the first thing that popped in mind.
And there you have it. Thank you to everyone who shared their life advice with us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, honestly, it's really been amazing for us to do these calls with you guys and just to see the Soul Ride community start to shape up. It's one of the most fulfilling things, and we are super, super excited to do more stuff with you guys, involve you in our videos, in our future projects, and just do this thing together.
Let's do it.
Just do it!
Yeah, let us know which is your favorite advice, and if you want to see another video with our community where people share their biggest failures in life, check out this video.
Things got deep. With that said, we will see you next week, and don't forget,
dare to be happy!